Welcome, track and field fans, to the first ever broadcast of high school track and field here on MCTV on May 17th, 2011. I'm Dave Marsh, bringing you all the action along with the old track coach, Ernie Carter, longtime Midland High track and cross-country coach. And we're here with the at Dow High School as we bring the Chargers against Midland High and Mount Pleasant in Saginaw Valley League track and field action. Coach, what can we expect today out here on the track?
Dave, I think we're going to see a really exciting meet today between Midland, Dow, and Mount Pleasant, both boys and girls. All three teams are very, very, very competitive. And whenever you have Midland Dow, that's competitive right now. So I'm looking for a very exciting meet.
That's great. And Coach, for our track fans out here, a lot of times we're familiar with the dual meet. This is a tri-meet here in the league. Is that a kind of a new concept, or has that been around for a while?
It's been around for a while. However, there are schools that choose to do triangular meets, and some still do the dual meet. Many times they do the triangular meets because that some schools can't get help to run a meet, so they're glad to come over here or glad to go to some other school. And what's unique about the triangular meet, the different from the dual, instead of two places, you have three places. And the relays, instead of one place, you have two places. So that's kind of give you a little bit more chance to score the triangular meet.
So then how does the specific scoring work, Coach, for, say, first, second, third, and so forth for this meet?
For all the individual races, it's 5, 3, 2, 1. And for the relays, it's 5 and 3. There are only two places.
Okay, great. And is there any big performances or races that you're really looking forward to today?
I think you're going to keep your eyes on all of the relays. The relays are very exciting, especially the 1,600-meter relay. And then you have the 800-meter run today. I think it's going to be exciting because the kid from Midland High who broke the school record this year, and I think we're going to look forward to that particular race.
Yeah, Ben Reed breaking the 35-year-old record at Midland High in the 800 set by Jeff Randolph back in I think it was 1975 or thereabouts. So. Well, fans, we are about to get underway, and the first race we're going to bring you today is the 4x800 meter relay. We'll see you down at the track. Again, this is Dave Marsh bringing you the action along with Coach Ernie Carter as we prepare for the 4x800 meter relay. First run event of the day. The girls will take off first for the Dow Chargers. Their relay team leading off will be Kelly Mussel, followed by Katie Clark, Ashley Burr, and Jordan Storr. And the Midland relay team, Courtney Rouse, Taylor Warner, Danny Blake, and Megan Rapp is the team to be looking for right now. And we are underway, looking for an exciting race here, Coach. As we get underway, the lead leg runners kind of setting the pace here as we kick off this tri-meet between Midland, Dow, and Mount Pleasant.
This is going to be a very competitive race. All three teams have run some good times in this event.
You mentioned for Midland High, Rouse is an outstanding cross-country runner. She's joined on the team by her sister McKenna Rouse, who's a freshman for Midland High, Courtney a senior. It's each of the lead runners for the three teams neck and neck here as we come down the stretch on the first lap. 4x800 meter relay. Each runner will run 2 laps in this event.
Good first lap, Dave. Very good first lap.
And none of the three really establishing that big lead, just kind of setting the tone. Mount Pleasant runner in first. Kelly Mussel from Dow High now taking the lead, but then the Mount Pleasant runner responding. And Courtney Rouse settling in at third place, about a stride behind.
These girls and the high school girls in the 4x8, they probably average about 225. I think these girls are right about there.
Coming around in the second lap for each runner, with Muscle extending the lead here for the Chargers. Good strong kick here as she concludes her lap. Rouse for Midland High in second place. Muscle handing off to Katie Clark.
Good handoffs.
While Courtney Rouse handing off to Taylor Warner.
They've all three girls got away with good, clean handoff there. One of the problems you have is if the outgoing runner is standing still, you're going to lose some time. They're all three were moving quite well there.
Clark, a good, strong first 200 on her lap. Extending the lead a little bit for the Chargers. Mount Pleasant now in second, Midland in third. Beautiful day here at Dow High. It's been a tough track season all spring with the weather, but a little chilly, a little windy, but the sun is shining and a good day for a meet.
Yeah, track athletes get used to this kind of weather, Dave. You know, it's raining, it's cold. Probably the best time you're going to have would be state time in June. Otherwise, it's going to be poor weather all season.
Clark continues to lead for Dow High, although the Mount Pleasant runners trimmed that lead a little bit. Warner from Midland High in third. We are in the second leg of the girls 4x800 meter relay, the second lap of the second leg. With Midland and Dow fielding strong teams this year. It's always amazing to see the amount of participants on a track team in high school. It's just, it's outstanding.
Oh, Mount Pleasant, girl from Mount Pleasant just made a move, did win the first place.
Very strong
And she's
finish.
extending her lead. Going to the third runner.
And so for Dow High, Ashley Bird takes the baton from Clark. She's got some ground to make up as the Mount Pleasant runner has really extended a big lead now. Danny Blake takes the baton for Midland High as Chemics are in third. Danny Blake, an outstanding athlete, one of the stars of the Midland High girls basketball team, which had a tremendous season this year.
They want you to notice the turnover of these girls. Watch how the stride, how the knees are moving, coming forward. You can tell when they're moving well, when those knees are just coming forward instead of just straight up. And Danny Blake has a pretty good stride right now. She's covering a lot of ground, making up some ground there. And the Mount Pleasant girl looks strong.
When you're coaching this event, do you is that a area you focus on and say make sure you're getting those knees up?
Yeah, getting those knees pushing forward, not necessarily
forward,
up. A sprinter
forward.
is usually going up, but forward is where you want to go. And you have to really be careful with this race too, especially if you're running other distance races. You got an athlete out there who's say going to run the mile and the 2 mile. If they have no chance of catching the girl in front of them, then the coach may ask them to back off a little bit, just accept the place.
Mount Pleasant in
Extending
command
that
right
lead.
here. They're on the second lap of the third leg of this relay.
As I mentioned at the start of this race, Dave, all three teams have really run this race really well.
So we're coming down the stretch here. Mount Pleasant looking very strong. Should be about to hand off the baton on the anchor leg for the Oilers.
This is a race you shouldn't give up on, Dave, because some coaches will put their anchors actually in third place rather than fourth. So you never know what you're going to get here. You would think that the anchor probably the better runner, but not necessarily.
And so for Dow High, Ashley Burr handing off to Jordan Storr on the anchor leg. Meanwhile, Danny Blake handing off to Megan Rapp for the Chemics. Megan Rapp, a terrific distance runner. Had a very good cross-country career for the Chemics. For Midland, many times Jordan Stanek will run one of the legs of this relay, but she's a little bit banged up. So Coach Sugnet holding her out today.
Dave, you have to remember too, here in the relays, it's 5 or 3. If you're third place, you get no points.
Okay. Ashley Burr down the stretch, looking strong for Midland, and Rapp trying to close that gap for the Chemics. Got a ways to go to catch up to secure some points in this relay. And this is the 4x800 meter relay, also called the 3200 meter relay.
Dave, look what's happening on the backstretch over there with the Dow runner. She's catching up to the Mount Pleasant runner right now. Oh, I'm sorry. That was a JV runner. She didn't pick up on her at all.
And Mount Pleasant looking very strong in this event. And so as Mount Pleasant kicks down the stretch here, they will come home with the first victory of the day, securing 5 points in this relay. Good strong finish by Jordan Storr for the Chargers. Impressive kick by her, as Dow High will pick up 3 team points. And then Megan Rapp bringing it home for the Chemics in third place. Rapp crossing the finish line in the first event of the day. And so we, as this race concludes, the way this works in a lot of these races, they'll have kind of the main relay, the A team, let's call it, and then there's the JV team will run at the same time instead of running a whole nother race. And so those athletes are concluding their relays now.
Actually, sometimes, Dave, in a dual meet, both boys and girls will run together in this race. It's a way of just saving a little time at a track meet. Many times they would run the mile together and the 2 mile. But on a triangular meet, I don't think we're going to do that in any of the races today. Maybe the 2 mile, maybe the 1300 meter run. But that would probably be the only one if they choose to put them all together.
And so coming down the stretch for the Chemics, finishing up, good strong finish.
Let's see if Judge can get those names for us. Let's see if Judge can get those names for us for Mount Pleasant girls.
Go, Nick!
Hey, Judd.
And next up, we will have the 4x800 meter relay for the boys in
Judd.
the today's tri-meet between Midland Dow and Mount Pleasant. And now we are lining up for the boys 4x800 meter relay event here. And Coach, this is shaping up to be an exciting one between Midland and Dow.
Come again, Jet?
For the Chemics, 4 runners in the relay will be Lex Hollenbeck, son of Coach Marty Hollenbeck, Christian Coronado, Justin Leslie, and Dan Radler will be the varsity runners for the Chemic relay team. And for Dow High, Sam Owens, Stephen York, Dan Zoe, and Cody Kallmeyer are lining up for the Chargers on their relay. The Charger team set a school record just last week at Alma in this event. And so this is an outstanding Charger team in the 4x800 meter relay. And Mount Pleasant, 4 runners on their varsity squad: Kylan Vanderpool, Zach Felton, will be followed by Nick Schlosser and Connor Tribe for the Oilers. Eldon Dean, our starter today, is lining up, giving their final instructions, and about to fire the gun for the start of the event. And away we go.
Mentioned, Dave, this is going to be a very, very good race here, because I think both schools from Midland Dow and Midland High, have put their best runners out there.
And as we go down the backstretch in the first leg, it is neck and neck, the 3 schools, and the B team for Midland High is right there as well. We mentioned that Dow High 4x8 team breaking the school record.
Keep it up, Sam.
Ben Zank, an outstanding runner. He was part of that relay team last week. He is not running today, but nevertheless, this is a strong Charger team. So the 4 leaders continue to be stride and stride.
You can mention those runners.
As they go down the backstretch, we had mentioned the Mount Pleasant girls had just won the 4x800 meter relay in a time of 9:48.8. That was Heidi Pearson, Michaela Bundy, Ashley Montgomery, and Brittany Salter were the victorious team for the Oilers. And so 2 Midland High teams battling it out as we conclude this first leg.
I think Marty just found himself another another half miler.
I think you're right.
For that 4x8 relay. He just finished ahead of your varsity runner there, and that almost never happened.
And they are out of the gates quickly to start off their 800 leg. Midland with a big lead. And so for Midland, Christian Coronado is out in the lead. And for Dow High, Dan Zoe is trying to close a little bit of that gap. And Felton in the race in 3rd place for the Oilers, or excuse me, in 4th place.
Technically it's 3rd because the JV runners.
And Zoe does now moves into second place for the Chargers, heading down the back stretch. The second leg's all looking very strong. So trying to close that gap.
This used to be a race that a lot of people didn't watch, but now it's a very exciting race because half milers have gotten so fast these days, like sprinters.
Excellent second leg for Zoe. And we're going to be in for a dogfight here, Coach.
Yes, we are.
Justin Leslie takes the baton for Midland. And Stephen York has the baton for the Chargers. In this case, is it sometimes an advantage to be in second place early in this race?
Well, you know, you run according to your strength. There's no strategy involved here. Hopefully he won't get in behind him and just stop. He would just run his race.
And so
you don't want to break stride. You want to keep the stride going. And seeing what he's doing here. He's going to keep it going.
York right on the shoulder of Leslie now as we go into the second lap of this third leg. York had closed the gap, and now the two running stride for stride. York does take the lead here down the back stretch, looking very strong.
Look at that stride, Dave. That's the stride I'm taking. Look how the knees are coming forward, heels coming up by the buttocks. He has a really good rhythm going now. Shouldn't be looking back, however. Now, Dow's best runner's not running right now, you say?
Yeah, Cody Kallmeyer will be running the anchor leg for Dow High, as York has extended a big lead for the Chargers. Leslie gutting it out down the stretch as York hands off to Kallmeyer. And Dan Radler takes the baton from Leslie. A lot of ground to make up. Mount Pleasant sitting in third place, well behind.
Many times, Dave, in a race like this, coaches know pretty much who's going to win it or would possibly win it, and they put a good representative out there, but they pretty much know who's going to win the race before it actually starts.
Dow High very strong in this event, as we mentioned. They have a lot of good half milers. Cody Kallmeyer.
Very comfortable running right now.
Yep. He knows he's in command here. Going around the turn, heading down the back stretch. So as he's running along, are there his teammates and coaches telling him he's got a big lead, or just encouraging him to keep up the pace?
Right, they're not going to set any records today, so all they want to do is finish first. He probably has at least 3 other races, and he's going to reserve a little bit for those races. There's no reason to go all out here. And then Midland might as well just accept that second place too. There's no reason to try to catch them because you're not going to with a 100-yard lead.
Right.
100-meter lead rather.
And Cody Kalmeyer will cross the finish line with the first place finish for Dow High in the 4x800. And Midland High will finish second. Radler crossing the finish line as well. And Mount Pleasant coming in third as Dow High will pick up 5 points as a team. Midland will pick up 3 for the respective first and second place finishes here in the relay. And following the 4x800 meter relay, we'll be setting up the hurdles for the 110 high hurdle event, which will be coming up next.
Here's a situation, Dave, where you're going to have quite a bit of time setting up the hurdles. And if you notice, all the lanes except for probably 1, 2, and 3 are set to go. And when you run a good track meet, those are the things that you want to do. You don't want to wait till this race is over, but all the hurdles out there. Now you just got 3 hurdles in each flight to put on the track.
Right.
It should be done fairly quickly.
Much more efficiently run that way.
Yes.
You can see as the JV race winds down, Coach Hoffensberger and Hollenbeck out on the track putting the hurdles out.
Coaches
doing their job.
Coaches want the meet to go smoothly, so they work hard.
Yeah, that's the thing about track meet. You just see with the hurdles and other things, takes a ton of volunteers, of lots of manpower to pull it off, and people just need to come together. And when you see that something needs to be done, you just do it.
You get it done. Yeah. And I think if your helpers see you working and trying to get it done too, it makes them feel a lot better about going out and working hard. One thing that's always been tradition at Midland High, always got good help because the coaches are always willing to help out.
And so, as we said, next up is the 110 meter high hurdles for the boys.
For girls. 100.
Excuse me. Yes, that's right. First, the 100 hurdles for the girls, and then that will follow up with the 110 high hurdles for the boys. And we have the girls 100 meter hurdles lining up here in our second event of the day. Just finishing was Dow High victorious in the boys 4x800 meter relay. The winning time for the Chargers, 8:32.53 for Dow High. And that was Sam Owen, Stephen York, Dan Zoe, and Cody Kalmeyer. Midland High coming in second with a time of 8:44.12. Their team of Blake Tallenbeck, Christian Coronado, Justin Leslie, and Dan Radler. As we line up for the girls' hurdles, there's nobody in lane 1 for this race. Lane 2, 4, and 6 are the Chemic runners. Lane 2, Jennifer Gillings. Lane 4, Bailey Dahl. And lane 6, Tyler Conley. 3 runners for Mount Pleasant. Lane 3, Emily Ecker. Lane 5, Carly Rounds. And in lane 7, Kylie Boyd. No Chargers in this race. The 4x100 meter relay. There will just be one heat of this event today. Runners in the blocks. And we're off. Bailey Dahl in the lead for Midland High. 3 Mount Pleasant runners in her tailwind, but it is going to be Dahl, our winner. And for Midland High, coming in 5th, Tyler Conley, and then Bailey Dahl comes in 6th place for Midland High. And So Midland High gets the win and 5 points, and followed by 3 Mount Pleasant runners. That's a tough race, Coach, those hurdles, huh?
Oh, very tough race. And if you notice, the Midland Dow girls, she was 3 and 4 stepping. It takes some skill.
We'll take another look here at the end of that race.
Yeah, if you notice, she started out 3 stepping, and then she turned to 4 and went back to 3 for a couple of them, which is very good for her.
And so Dull with the win for Midland High.
And who was this? She 4th too? Mount Pleasant went.
Mount Pleasant came in 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And now we adjust the hurdles. The girls run the 100-meter hurdles, and then the boys the 110 high hurdles. They raise those hurdles higher for the boys. It's just traditionally been the way it has been forever,
Yes,
huh, Coach?
That's the way it is. Actually, girls, maybe 10 years ago, they changed the height for the girls. It used to be really low, and then they decided to go with the whole showing was a little bit higher. Dave, this is interesting what happened there. Mount Pleasant got 3 places, Midland got 1, and Mount Pleasant scored more points than Midland in that race.
Right. Depth matters in track and field.
That's what we mean by depth.
That's Midland High always has a lot of quality athletes, but also big in numbers, a big roster size, so always a lot of depth in most of the races, always giving an advantage to the Chemics.
That's going to take me a while to set this race up. Not only do you get to change the height of the hurdle, you also have to move the hurdle to a different spot.
Okay. And so the many volunteers and students out getting those hurdles ready for the high hurdle race for the boys. Okay, we're about to get underway here in the 110 high hurdles.
Molly and 7.
The runners in their blocks. All 3 teams with runners in the first heat of the 4x100 meter relay, and the gun is off. Here they come, neck and neck, runner from each team. And crossing the finish line first is Mount Pleasant, followed by Andrew Frank for the Chemics.
And the hurdles, you had to make an effort to go over the hurdle. If you notice, a Mount Pleasant kid probably kicked every hurdle there. As long as he made an effort to go over it, he's not penalized. But if he's deliberately kicking the hurdle, of course, that's a reason for disqualification.
And so the no penalty for clipping the hurdle, other than it may slow you down a little bit.
There you go.
And so the way this will work, the second heat, this is by time. There's not a final in this meet. They'll run the heats and then go strictly by time as to who comes in first, second, and third overall.
That's correct. They would do that in all the speed races today.
And so they're getting lined up for the second heat.
Thank you very much for doing this.
Yeah. Turn up. And we're lined up for the second heat of the 110 high hurdles for the boys, and we're underway. The gun is off. Heat filled with Chargers and Chemics. And so Dow High
Five-stepper in first place.
Quickly is Sokihino.
I'm sorry, fourth.
Philippe Haddad will win the event, or win his heat, I should say. And a great race by Haddad as he bolted out and just cruised to the victory in his heat. Like we said before, we'll have to just see how the times shake out to see who places first, second, and third overall. But good, strong hurdle race by both the Chargers and the Chemics. And so we will be getting the hurdles off the track and getting ready for the 100-meter dash for the girls and then the boys. And so we're lining up for the first heat of the girls 100-meter dash. In lane 2 for Dow High, Sydney Flaminio. Also the Chargers lane 5, Jenna Sampson. Midland High, Caitlin Perry in lane 4. Michaela Russell in lane 7. We have a false start. Somebody jumped the gun just a little bit. Mount Pleasant has 2 runners in this heat. Deegan Gimbrowski in lane 3 and Lizzie Staples in lane 6. So that's from right to left as you're looking at your screen at the starting line. That is lane 2 is Flaminio, Sydney Flaminio. Next to her from Mount Pleasant, Deegan Gimbrowski. Then Midland High's Caitlin Perry in lane 4. Lane 5, Jenna Sampson from Dow. Lane 6, Lizzie Staples from Mount Pleasant, and in lane 7 for Midland High, Michaela Russell.
One of the most exciting races of the track meet, right?
Got that right.
And probably one of the most toughest to pick at the finish line.
And here we go. Underway, neck and neck. Dow High takes the lead. It's going to be a tight finish. But our winner, Jenna Sampson from Dow High, will take the victory, followed by I believe by the 2 Midland High runners, Perry and Russell. So like you said, the 100-meter dash is an exciting race, Coach, because no room for error in that one.
No room for error. So now once again, the scoring here, Dow got first with only 1 point separating them with the score because Midland went 2-3 for 4 points.
Right.
And Mount Pleasant got the 1.
And so we're about to be underway for the second heat of the girls 100-meter dash. Runners set on the blocks. Eldon Dean a starter, and they're off. Midland High taking the lead. A late surge by Mount Pleasant at the end, but it will be the 2 Chemic runners crossing the line. It looked like going 1-2 in that race, Coach. Is that how you saw it?
That's where it looked. You had the outside lane and an inside lane for Midland High girls there. It's easy to miss the outside lanes.
Let's take another look at the end of this race.
See lane 8 there, or lane 7 rather.
Yeah. coming strong
And
at
maybe
the
your
end.
winner from lane 7.
Yes, a tremendous finish. And then looks like a photo finish between the Midland and Mount Pleasant runners. And so like we said, though, they'll check the times, and the top 4 times between those 2 heats will score in the team scoring.
I'm willing to bet you that most of those places are going to come from the first heat, because coaches put their 2 best sprinters out there from each school, and there's only 4 places. There's going to be 7, 8 athletes out there, so more than likely those places are going to come from that first heat.
Okay, Coach, next up, the boys for a 100-meter dash. And like you said, this is one of the events that everybody just gets, has a lot of anticipation about. Everybody gets excited about. For this, Brett Acton is in lane 2 for Dow High. Travis Patton in lane 3 for Midland High. Lennon Torres in lane 4. He's from Mount Pleasant. Naoki Tashima is in lane 5 from Dow High. Matt Silvis in lane 6 from Midland High. And in lane 7, Antonio Povinelli from Mount Pleasant. In this, the first heat, like you said, usually, as the case, coaches will put their top runners in the first heat.
Yes.
So the runners in the starting blocks.
Dave, this is for bragging rights of who's the fastest kid in the city.
All right. Starter. It's going up, and they're off. A quick start out for Patton for Midland High. Takes the lead as they're coming down the stretch, and it will be Travis Patton, the winner from Midland High School.
Okay, we will get the second heat. Tell me the results of the boys' high hurdles. I'm off. You put it back on.
Yeah, put mine on. And so in that first heat, as they wind down to get their places, it will be Patton taking it home for the Chemics. Here, Coach, let's take another look at here on the replay.
Patton made it easy for first place, didn't he?
Oh, he did. He got out quickly and did not relinquish that lead the entire way. It looks like Brent Acton comes in second place for the Chargers.
And Midland came in third as well.
And Midland will take third. Results in the boys 110-meter high hurdles as we wait the second heat. Wyson from Mount Pleasant was the winner at 15:36. Second place, Del Rosario from Midland at 15:46. And third place, it was Frank from Dow High with a time of 15:84. And now for the second heat of the boys 100-meter dash.
And I'm thinking there are going to be no places from this heat, but sometimes we're proven wrong.
That's why we run the race. Guys can just have a great race, really break out a great time for themselves. And we're off. A quick start. It's the Mount Pleasant runner way in front. That's going to be Macchio George Dye will take that heat for Mount Pleasant.
He may get himself a place there, Dave.
Yeah, he had a great start and well in front as he crossed the finish line in that second heat of the 100-meter dash. Take a look at the instant replay here. George Dye for the Oilers with a huge lead, unusually big victory in that dash. In second place, Michael Tway, also from Mount Pleasant. And so we will next turn our attention
to the 800-meter relay.
To the 800-meter relay, 4 legs of the 200. And we'll show some of the performances in the long jump. And down at the long jump runway, we take a look at our girls winner, Jessica Walter. And Jessica having a great meet here today. We'll take another look at our other placers. Coach, what can you tell us about the long jump?
In the long jump, Dave, you need speed, and you also need the ability to jump up. And most of these girls are using the hang step instead of the hitch kick, which is mostly used by your professional or your Olympic athletes.
So you can see Michaela Russell, our third place finisher, as the officials measure, and then Caitlin Veal from Dow High.
Veely, yep.
Veely, excuse me.
Caitlin Veely.
And so those are our top 4 finishers in the girls long jump, as you can see on the screen, alternating between the Chemics and the Chargers. Now we switch over to the boys. We're just going to take a look at Andrew Jones, our winner in the event.
Dave, you notice there, Andrew Jones actually used an abbreviation of the hitch kick, which is a very difficult technique in the long jump. But your world record holders, they all use the hitch kick.
And so you can see Jones with a winning distance of 20 feet 2 inches. And followed by West from Dow, and then 2 Chemics coming in 3rd and 4th. I'm here with Dow High Charger girls track coach Jed Hopfensberger. Coach, you're in your first year as the girls' head track coach here at Dow High. How's the season going for you?
Oh, it's going pretty well. I'm learning my way through how to work with these girls, and some of them I already know from the cross-country team that I've been coaching for the past 10 years for Dow High. But some of the girls are new for me, and I'm just learning how to work with them and make sure that we can do what we need to do to improve.
All right, and so how's the season been going for the Chargers, and what do you see as your prospects for the Saginaw Valley League and beyond?
Okay, well, the season's been a little shortened by the weather, but we've had a few good meets, and we just came off a meet over in Alma that was good, and so today we're hoping to run a couple of races to find out where we stand. The region is on Friday, and that's the biggest. That and the conference meet are the biggest meets of the year. So, trying to get someone into the state finals and then see how well we can do in the conference championship. So, yeah. Well,
okay. Well, we have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful day here at Dow High for our tri-meet. Who are you looking for to have some big performances today from your team?
The stronger kids on the team this year have been, we have a sprinter, Jenna Sampson, who's been doing pretty well. So I'm expecting her to do well in the 100 and the 2. She's probably going to run the 4x2 and the 4x4 relay. And also, we had a pretty good cross-country season, so we're a little bit strong in the distance. With Jordan Storr, who's a freshman, who's done very well this year, and I think she's the #1 seeded girl in the region this year in the mile and the 2. So she's doing pretty well. And Kelly Muscle, who's a senior, so they had a pretty good cross-country season. They look really good right now. And also, we have a pretty strong, I think, 4x800 team that I'm hoping we can get through to the state meet. So we'll see how they look today. And I don't know if it'll be a fast race today, but just you get to see what they look like.
All right. Well, appreciate your time, and have a great meet today, and best of luck the rest of the season. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
And as we get set up for the 4x200 meter relay, the girls are going first. We have a few results of previous races. In the girls 100 meter hurdles, first place for Midland High was Bailey Dahl with a time of 16:94. Second place Rounds from Mount Pleasant at 18:02. Third place Boyd from Mount Pleasant at 18:52. And in fourth place, also from Mount Pleasant, is Ecker at 18:68. And on the boys 110 high hurdles, in first place was Wyson from Mount Pleasant at 15:36. Second place, Del Rosario from Midland High, 15:46. In third place, it was Frank from Dow High at 15:84. And in fourth place with a time of 16:78, Vanderpool from Mount Pleasant. And quick look at the team scores after 4 events. On the girls' side, Mount Pleasant with 11 points, Dow High with 12, and leading the way Midland High with 18. And on the boys' side, Mount Pleasant 6, Dow High with 10 points, and the Chemics with 21. So we are about to get underway here in the 4x200 meter relay. Dow High girls team of Hannah Miller, Maggie Craig, Mio Bischoff, and Jenna Sampson. Meanwhile, for the Chemics, it will be Caitlin Perry, followed by Jessica Walter, Danny Blake, and Jennifer Jarima, and we are underway.
Dave, this is a 2-turn stagger start, which means every runner stays in the lane for this race. There will be no cutting in.
And it's always tough to tell, especially in that first leg, as they, with that stagger start. Got to go by the handoffs, and we have a close one underway now.
Someone just, I think that was Midland High, barely made the exchange. Hopefully they were in their zones. Oh, correction, that was Midland High.
Mount Pleasant in the lead, and then Midland High, Jesse Walter is in lane 2, and Dow High, Maggie Craig, as they make the exchange for the third leg. Mount Pleasant out in front
again on that exchange.
But Midland now in second place, going down the stretch.
Actually, Midland's in first place right now when you make up that stagger.
That's Danny Blake in the third leg for the Chemics, trying to catch the Mount Pleasant runner, and for Dow High, Mio Bischoff.
Oh,
Chargers
another
in
bad
third.
exchange, Midland High. That's going to make the difference. Oh.
Tough time on the exchange.
Not a good exchange.
Jennifer Dreama's got ground to make up, but she's
speed.
doing it. And she is like she shot out of a cannon as she comes down the stretch. Jennifer Dreama, a tremendous anchor leg for the Chemics. And Jenna Sampson for Dow High coming in third, trying to catch Mount Pleasant at the end, but she will be unable to do so. It will be Midland High first, followed by Mount Pleasant and Dow High in third in the 4x200 meter relay. So that Midland High team has a lot of basketball flavor on it, Coach.
Yes, it does. At least two of those girls are plays varsity basketball in Midland High School.
Yep. Walter Blake and Dream, all key members of that Midland High team this year.
Dave, it's very unusual to see a team that have trouble with the exchanges like that and still end up winning by that much. That means that they have superior speed.
And as we know in sports, speed kills.
Speed kills.
My daughter always hates it when I say that, but so you better get used to it.
It's that terminology, I guess, that word kill.
And so they will be prepping the boys 4x200 event. While we're doing that, we'll take a look at the final results of the girls 100-meter dash. Winning the event for Dow High was Jenna Sampson with a time of 12.9 seconds. And in second place, it was Caitlin Perry from Midland High at 13:29. Michaela Russell coming in third, also for the Chemics at 13:82. And then it is Taylor Conley at 13:95 coming in fourth place for Midland High.
I need the boys, 100. Okay.
And so now we're lining up for the boys side of the relay. Midland High team is comprised of Travis Keel, Andrew Jones, Travis Patton, and Tyler Keeney. And for Dow High, it will be Michael Finn, Dietrich Smith, Joel Miller, and Naoki Tashima. Four by two, one of the more exciting events of the day always. Gotta like those relays.
Relays are very exciting, especially the speed relays. I think the most exciting one, even though it used to be not a sprint, is the 4x4. But now, if you notice, it's the last event on the track meet, one of the most exciting races.
Yep.
It used to be the 4x1 when I was running. Most
That was
exciting race.
4x1 ended the meet?
It was at the end of the meet.
Okay.
Yep.
Mount Pleasant's 4x200 team, Brian Wyson, Anthony Jania, Colton Odekirk, and Lennon Torres. And so the runners getting prepared at the starting blocks. Like you said, it's speed, but it's also that exchange can really spell the difference in a relay race.
Yeah. Now, one of the races that are not forgiven is a race you're going to see a couple races from now, the 400-meter relay. It's unforgiving if you make a mistake. You don't have time to recover.
So, starter Eldon Dean, the gun in the air, and we're underway. Keel with the opening leg for Dow High, or for Midland High, excuse me, and Michael Finn for Dow High. Runners down the back stretch. Dow High making a move, and the handoff goes for Dow High to Dietrich Smith, and to Midland to Jones. And here they come. Dow High in the lead. As Smith prepares to hand off to Joel Miller. And for the Chemics, it's now Travis Patton with the baton.
Right now, Midland has the lead, looking at the stagger. Midland has the lead.
Mount Pleasant now in third. Odekirk with that third leg as we come to the final curve, the anchor leg of the 4x2. Midland with the lead. Tyler Keeney taking the baton for Midland. And Tashima now has it for the Chargers. Here comes Keeney with the lead. A big lead for the Chemics in this race. But a good strong push by Tashima. And but it will be Midland High first, Dow High second. And Lennon Torres crosses the line for the Oilers, who take third in the relay. And so Midland High will pick up 5 points in both the girls and boys in the 4x200 meter relay. And we will then get ready for the 1600 meter run. The girls will be up first, followed by the boys. For the girls, and the gun is off. And so, Coach, this is 4 laps of the course, 1600 meters. And who are some of the top athletes that we can look for in this event?
I don't see Megan Rapp out there, so she was a question mark to begin with. I think Coach decided not to run her. And right now, I don't recognize. Let's wait till she comes around this side of the track. See if we can recognize some of these girls. Look like both coaches, or all 3 coaches, were for Midland High and Dow High, decided to pull the #1 runners here.
So as we come down for the stretch here in the first lap, it's a tight race, as you expect. It's Courtney Rouse is right up there with Kelly Mussel. Kelly Mussel for the Chargers, and that will be Courtney Rouse for Midland High. Taylor Warner, also one of the top runners for Midland. And I believe that's Heidi Pearson for Mount Pleasant, is their top 1600 meter runner. It's kind of a race where you'll see it be tight for a little bit, but then the pack will spread out quite a bit, and the top 3 or 4 runners, as you can see down the backstretch, will be running together, and you see who can
This is where who did some running during the off season. You start out, like you said, maybe the first quarter, the first half, you have it pretty packed together, and then it would start to separate after the half, because those are the girls who work hard on the off season.
And so the 4 that have distanced themselves right now, as we mentioned, that's Kelly Mussel for the Chargers, who has a slight lead. It's tough to call right now. Courtney Rouse, as we mentioned, for Midland High.
Oh, that's Wilson from Dow High. Is she on the list?
When do you think? Just like a random day?
You did a little change there.
I want these before the end of the year. Yeah, one game.
In the summer, dude.
Before the end of the year.
Like school year?
Yes.
All right, man.
Just like things like one day say, hey, Matt.
That's Muscle.
That's Muscle. Yeah.
Like
look like
8
Wilson.
o'clock and watch the Tigers with me.
All right, man.
Come on.
That's Muscle. Okay.
Promise me, come on. All right? You only won, all right?
So it is.
I probably owe you a lot.
Muscle and Rouse with Muscle taking the lead right now on the back stretch. Now in our 3rd lap of the 4-lap race. High in third. To mention Heidi Pearson for the Oilers, their top runner in this event. We got a tight one, Coach.
Yes, we do.
Here for 1-2.
1-2 is going to be tough. And third place looking pretty good right now.
And we're in the final lap. They call it the bell lap as they ring the bell so the runners know clearly there's 1 lap to go.
Now the question now is, did Muscle make her move too soon? Roush is kind of, as she's drafting off for a little bit. In other words, she's kind of let the wind not affect her as much.
But Muscle extending the lead.
Yes, she is.
Looking strong. Rouse trying to hang on, but Muscle keeps widening that gap. And it's Warner in third for the Chemics. Pearson with the Oilers still in fourth. And here we come for the last 100 meters, and Kelly Muscle looking very strong for the Chargers.
Oh,
Terrific race by Muscle. Also a good race by Rouse, who will come in second place. For the Chemics, Taylor Warner about to cross the finish line as well. For the Chemics, she will come in third. And scoring for Mount Pleasant, 1 point in fourth place will be Heidi Pearson.
Dave, here's depth for you. Dow High won that race with 5 points. Midland finished second and third, 5 points.
There you go.
You know, some people say that dual meets doesn't really matter. If they didn't matter, why run them?
That's right.
Yeah, I think coaches are competitive. Athletes are competitive. If you're getting on the track and run, doesn't matter what meet it is. If your objective is to do better than your opponent, then you should go out there and compete.
Yeah, that's the one of the great things about track and cross country is it's individual, so you can have a successful race based on your own time and how you do, but it's also a team event. Make no mistake.
Yes, it is. Team all the way. Dave, this girls' meet is getting pretty close here between Midland Dow and Midland High. 8 points separating them now after 6 events. 6 events recorded.
And we're about to line up for the boys 1600 meter race. As you're grouping up, we'll pass along some results here. The boys 100 meter dash. Our victor in first place from Midland High, Travis Patton, with a time of 11:48. Second place is Brent Acton from Dow High, 11:57. Third place from Mount Pleasant is Dye with a time of 11:57. And for Dow High, coming in fourth place with a time of 11:80, it's Naoki Tashima. So we're about to get underway with that boys 1600 meter run for Midland High. Some of the top runners we can look for, Ben Reed, who had earlier this season set a long-standing record in the 800 for Midland High, his school record. Justin Leslie, Christian Coronado, also running for Midland High. And Dow High, Ben Zank, one of their top distance runners, is one of the athletes to look for in this race for the Chargers. As we are underway again, 4 laps, 1600 meters is this event. Mount Pleasant, Michael Todd and Thomas Rowley along with Dave Rowley, their top competitors in the 1600 meters.
It's going to be an exciting race. There goes Ben. He's way out there. They had a one-turn stagger start, so it's hard to tell when the race first started. But now he's definitely way ahead of the pack, coming off of that last turn.
So Ben Reed taking command early. That is Ben Zank in second place for Dow High. And then the trio of Charger runners, five
Kimmick.
Oiler runners to follow. Mount Pleasant showing a lot of depth here in this race.
Yes. The only problem is they're not, only one of those, that depth is going to place if everything holds the way it is now. That's a place for 1 point there. Oh, look at Ben. I mean, he is really establishing himself here.
Looking very strong here in the second lap. These guys also are outstanding cross-country runners for their schools.
Ben is not your typical distance runner. He's built pretty good there. Built like a wrestler maybe. Fourth place gonna be tough here.
3 Dow High runners making a move.
Zink is not making up any ground.
No, Zank is an outstanding runner by his own right. Make no mistake. But Ben Reed is going to be tough to catch here.
Yes, he is. Give that to her.
Come down the stretch heading into our final lap.
Looking strong.
Still Ben Reed in control. And then Zank, strong command of second place.
Like Mount Pleasant's going to be third, but although his stride's not looking so good right now.
Michael Todd
Dow's
in
got
third
two runners
place.
who could possibly catch him.
Boy, Reed just looks like he keeps getting stronger.
Yes. The distance between them are...
There's tremendous kick. What a performance.
Wow. That's second place.
And a great race by Zank as well.
Ah, look at this third place. I told you, Dow kids, two
They're
of them,
coming.
both
This
of
is,
them could pass him.
Daniel Zoe
Both of
is
them
making
could
a
pass
strong
him.
kick, and he moves into third place.
Wow. Fourth
Taking
place. Third place.
Third
Whoa.
place, yes, into third place. What a finish by Zoe.
What a finish.
Michael Todd will come in fourth, followed by Zach Wells from Dow High. Wow. Wow, that was something.
Wow. So Midland got 5 points there. And guess what? So the Dow.
And so we will be finishing up with the rest of the runners in the 1600.
Oh, here we go. I mean, here we are in a triangular meet. You win by that much of a margin, and you score the same points. 5 and 5 in that race. Because Dow went second and third. 3 and 2 is 5. You get 5 for first place.
And so team-wise, we're in for a dogfight here, Coach.
Yes, we are. I mean, Dow High got 8 points out of the high jump.
8 points out of the high jump.
8 points out of the high jump.
That means is after 7 events, Mount Pleasant is in third with 11, but deadlocked on the boys' side at 30 points, Midland and Dow. Dead even after 7 events. And the girls, meanwhile, Mount Pleasant has 15. In second place is Dow with 17 and Midland High with 28. And so next up we'll get set for the 4x100 meter relay for the girls and the boys. So we're getting ready for the girls 4x100 meter relay. Look for the Dow girls team of Claire Pendleton, Alexis Lobig, Sydney Flaminio, and Mio Bischoff. They will be competing against the chemic foursome of Michaela Russell, Jessie Walter, Anna Reed, and Caitlin Perry.
Midland won the 4x2. We'll see what they would do here in the 4x1.
About to get.
And once again, Dave, there's no room for errors on this exchange. If you're slow on exchanges here, you can't recover.
Starter has the gun up. They're in their blocks. About to get underway here. Pendleton for Dow and Russell for Midland with the lead legs. And we're off. So a good start as we come to the first exchange. And head down the back. Oh, excellent exchange for the chemics.
Good exchange there.
That's Jessie Walter now with it for Midland and Alexis Lobig for Dow High. Walter handing off to Reed.
Another good exchange for Midland High.
And Flaminio taking the baton for the Chargers as we come into the final leg.
Good exchange.
Caitlin Perry.
Oh, so did
the
Dow
next
High.
exchange in first. Dow High in second place. That is Mio Bischoff trying to hang on to Mount Pleasant, making a last surge at the end. It was close. It was close.
We're going to have to see that one again. Replay.
So Midland High will win the 4x100 meter relay for the girls. It was a tough call. We'll have to take a look at this one again as they come down the stretch. Great surge by the Mount Pleasant runner.
Oh.
And it is Dow High does hold on for the second place, but barely.
Barely holds on. Wow.
But they will score nevertheless. And so both Midland High and Dow High girls pick up points in the 400 or the 4x100 meter relay. As the boys relay sets up, have some results here in the 4x200 meter relay. For the girls, the Midland High team of Perry, Blake, Walters, and Jarima wins it with a time of 1:49.78. Mount Pleasant comes in second place. That's Staples, Milky, Jembrowski in rounds with a time of 1:50.73. And the quartet for Dow High coming in third, Sampson, Craig, Bischoff, and Miller with a time of 1:51.52. And also have the results of the boys 4x200 meter relay. Midland also winning that event in a close one. Time of 1:33.40. That's Keeney, Jones, Patton, and Keel. Second place was Dow High, Finn, Frank, Smith, and Tashima with a time of 1:33.96. And third place, Mount Pleasant, Wisson, Jania, Oderkirk, and Torres with a time of 1:36.42. The Midland High B team took fourth, Wagner, Lorenz, Sanders, and Steinbrunner, a time of 1:43.84. Sorry about that. And so the boys will prepare, get set up for what promises to be an exciting relay race as well.
You can pretty much gauge these speed relays, especially the 4x1, on how well the athletes do from each school in the 100-meter dash.
Okay.
Midland High was first, but do they have enough depth to get three other runners out there that can bring them to victory in the 400 and the 4x1? We'll see what happens.
Dow High's relay team will be Brent Acton, Andrew Frank, John Russell, and Naoki Tashima. And for Midland High, the A team will be Travis Keel, Tyler Keeney, Travis Patton, and Matt Silvis. The B team of Guy Neo, Colin Colson, Andy Russell, and Chris Klein. Mount Pleasant's relay team is Michael Tway, Anthony Jania, Ryan Oldkirk, and Lennon Torres. Just double checking the exchange zone areas and make sure they are all set. It's officials at each of those areas just to make sure on the exchanges you have a certain area in which you can have a legal exchange, and so they have judges along the way to make sure that the exchanges are in fact legal.
If you notice, Dave, in the last two Olympics, the Americans have had trouble in this event,
Right.
both women and men. So those exchange zones are crucial.
Runners are set in their blocks. And we are underway. So come around for the first exchange.
Oh, good exchange.
Good exchange. Looks clean. We got a tight one between Midland and Dow. Keeney
Midland and Dow.
and Frank. And then they hand off to Patton and John Russell. And we come into the final leg of the relay. Midland High out in the lead. Matt Silvis with a big lead for the Chemics. Naoki Tashima is bringing it home for the Chargers in second place, followed by the team from Mount Pleasant. And then Chris Klein, the B team for Midland High, finishing in fourth. And so Midland High having a lot of success in the relays.
kind of a tradition at Midland High. We spend a lot of time on relays because it is understood that if you don't have really exciting speed, you can make up for it with excellent exchanges. And that's what you just saw out there today.
Yep.
Some good exchanges from both those teams, boys and girls.
And it pays off. And so now we're going to check in over at the high jump area. Check out to see what's happening over there in the field event. And we're going to switch over to the high jump. Take a look at Peter Crampton with the winning jump of 6 feet even. Coach, what can you tell us about the high jump?
The high jump is a highly technical event. You have to work very, very hard because if you notice, they use what we call the J approach. They start out going straight, and about 5 steps from the bar, they actually curve in when centrifugal force takes over. All they got to do is just jump and relax and get over the bar. And what's really good here, good technique, is what you want to try to do is get your knees apart, heels together, and a lot easier to pull to get over the bar once you get over it.
And so you can see our top 4 finishers in the boys high jump. Crampton, of course, coming in first. Dow High taking the top 2 spots in the high jump. And we'll switch over to the girls high jump with Tori Blake clearing the bar at 5 feet 4 to win the event.
If you notice, Tori's knees their knees look good, and our heels could get a little bit more together, so you get a little bit more relaxed. Dave, until 1968, when Dick Fosbury went over in 1968 Olympics in New Mexico, he went over the bar backwards. Everybody was going over using what we call the Western roll. He kind of shocked the world with going over backwards. Ever since then, most people have started using what we call the flop.
The Fosbury flop revolutionized the sport.
Yes.
And as you can see, the Blake sisters taking the top 2 spots for the Chemics, and Mount Pleasant following in placing 3rd and 4th. I'm here with Midland High girls head coach Diane Sugnett, who is now in her 19th season here at the helm. Coach, we're glad to be here bringing this meet. If you can just kind of tell the fans how the season's been going for you so far.
Well, the season's been doing well, except for the weather has not been cooperating with us. We've had, like everybody else in the state of Michigan, haven't had as many meets as normal. And so the times overall for everybody haven't been that great, which is not good leading up to regionals.
Right. Well, kind of given that and seeing you got a few more meets to get in prior to that, what are the prospects for the Chemics here at the Saginaw Valley as we approach the league meet and beyond?
Well, we have regionals this Friday, so today we're fine-tuning a little bit, and not everyone will run full strength today since regionals for us is Friday instead of Saturday. And then we have the Valley Championship, so we're looking to peak right now. And not everyone will run quite as many events, but we're still going to be very competitive today, and I'm sure Dow and Mount Pleasant will also.
Absolutely. Anytime that Midland and Dow get together in an athletic event, it's going to be full bore, full steam ahead. Are there any particular top performances that we can look forward to today?
Yeah, in the field events, starting with that, we have Allie Wiley that is doing very well in the shot put and the discus, and she went to state and placed last year in state in the shot put. And then in the high jump, we have Tori Blake. She's a sophomore who's been looking good in the high jump. And then when the running events, all 4 relays have a chance, but they're going to have to perform. They're going to have to really do well. And one of our competitions will be Dow in the 3,200 meter relay. And then we have Jennifer Jarima in the 300 hurdles. And we have Megan Rapp in the 800, Courtney Rouse in the 3,200. And like I say, hoping for all 4 relays to do well at regionals.
All right, well, that's great. Well, thanks for taking some time out during the meet. Good luck the rest of the meet and the rest of the season, Coach.
Thank you very much. Thanks for doing this. This is awesome.
All right, glad to do it. Next up is the girls 400 meter dash. As we get lined up in lane 1, it is Lizzie Staples from Mount Pleasant. Lane 2, Annie Marshall from Midland High. Lane 3, Lizzie Wolford from Dow High. Lane 4, Alexi Milky from Mount Pleasant. And in lane 5, Angela Keeney from Midland High. .400 meters, 1 lap around the track. It's a long dash.
This is one of the toughest races in track and field.
And the gun is off. As they reach the back stretch through the first curve.
Looked like Midland was in first place. I think it's lane 2, is it? Or is it lane 3?
Annie Marshall is in lane 2 for
Lane
Midland.
2.
And it looks like might be
Mount Pleasant.
Mount Pleasant Staples in lane 1. As we come down the stretch. So 2 Mount Pleasant runners running 1, 2.
Oh, Mount Pleasant.
That is
taking the
Milky and
lead.
Staples. It will be Marshall is in 3rd, and then Keeney is stepping up for Midland High, lane 5, and she will take 4th place in the heat, and followed by Lizzie Wolford from Dow High.
Okay.
And so Midland High gets the 1st place, but a successful race for Mount Pleasant coming in 2nd and 3rd. Midland High will pick up another point.
Oh, Midland High came in second and 3rd? 3rd and 4th, you mean?
Oh, yes, correct. That's right. Mount Pleasant 1, 2.
Yeah.
And so the boys 400 meters will follow. As we line up for the boys 400 meter dash. In lane 1 is Connor Tribe from Mount Pleasant. Lane 2, Andrew Jones from Midland High.
Yeah, we got it
Lane
now. Thanks,
3,
Jen.
Sam Owens from Dow High.
We kept breaking up, but we
Lane
got
4, Zach Kramer from Mount Pleasant. And lane 5, Aaron Chapman from Midland High. The race combines speed and endurance. Gun is off. Jones looking strong for the Chemics.
Jones is double today. He's also he won the long jump. He's a good quarter miler as well. Plays basketball at Midland High.
He's got the lead. It's Jones, Chapman, and Owens for Dow High. Chapman trying to catch Jones. It's going to be close. Chapman looks like he may catch him. I think he's going to. And a good strong finish by the Dow High runners as well. But I think Mount Pleasant holds on.
You have to see that one again. I don't know who
So-
won that race.
It was tough to tell. What a race. Jones was in the lead for most of that one, but Chapman with a strong finish.
There's two ways to train for this race. You can train to go all out and finish whatever you have left at the end, or you go out, pace yourself a little bit, and come in strong. I've seen athletes do both ways very, very successfully, but most coaches believe is go all out. Okay. Okay.
We're taking another look at it here, Coach. And it
Yes.
was, in fact, Chapman taking it with a tremendous finish. Ready for the second heat of the boys 400 meter.
Making some places out of this race, Dave.
Antonio Povinelli from Mount Pleasant. Lane 1, David Walter from Midland. And lane 2, Cole Lacey from Dow High. In lane 3,
Walters is a pretty good runner in this heat.
he is looking strong. He does have the lead, does Walter. Remember the second heat, we're taking the 4 best times between these first two heats that we are showing. Walter looking very strong, a huge lead. Cole Lacey from Dow in second. And 2 Mount Pleasant runners, Povinelli is third, and David Dye is fourth. So we'll have to see when we get those times what the final placings are. So that will wrap up the boys 400, and we'll get the track set with hurdles for the 300-meter hurdle race.
And that's
Girls
gonna
and the
that's gonna
boys.
take a little while. Hopefully we have a hurdle crew. What we'd like to do in this race is to have 3 or 4 kids on every flight. There are 8 flights in the low hurdles. And if you can get at least 2 kids on every flight, it goes a lot faster.
We're about to get underway in the girls 300-meter hurdles. Excuse me, another tough event in track. You got to go 3/4 of the way around the track.
Gotta go over 8
and
hurdles.
Go over 8 hurdles. Tough
And
race.
the toughest part about this race is counting steps in between the hurdles. Some kids just get out and just run and take whatever leg comes up. Others have a lead and a trail. So you have to go 15, 17, or 19 steps in between. Or if you're going to go alternate, then you can go even strides, even steps between.
So lane 1 for Midland High is Jennifer Gillings. Lane 2 for Midland High, Jennifer Jarima. Lane 3, Katie Clark from Dow High. Lane 4, Carly Rounds of Mount Pleasant. Lane 5, Bailey Dull of Midland High. And in lane 6, Kylie Boyd from Mount Pleasant. And off we go. Remember, Jarima had an outstanding 4x200 meter relay race. And she's off to a great start here in the hurdles.
I think this is one of her best events.
Jarima, the chemic runner in the white sleeves, out in front. Looks like Mount Pleasant is in second. Yes, Jarima with a big lead as she comes down the stretch here. No, it is Katie
That's
Clark
Dow.
in second place in lane 3. Right behind her.
Oh!
It's Mount Pleasant's Carly Rounds in third and Kylie Boyd in fourth. And it will be Bailey Dull finishing up for the Chemics. And Jennifer Gillings finishing up for the Midland, the girls team. But another outstanding performance by Jennifer Jarima, winning the 300-meter hurdles on the girls' side for Midland Katie Clark coming in second for the Chargers. Next up is the boys 300-meter hurdles. And in lane 1, Brian Weissen from Mount Pleasant. Lane 2, Matt Bender from Midland High. Lane 3, Andrew Frank from Dow High. Lane 4 from Mount Pleasant is Kylan Vanderpool, Lucas Smiley from Midland High in lane 5, and lane 6, Josh Horney from Dow High. And the gun is off. 300-meter hurdles, 3/4 of the way around the track, over 8 hurdles for the boys. And Lucas Smiley looks like he's jumped out into the lead for the Chemics.
What you don't want to do in this race is to start a step before you get to a hurdle. You have to really use your kinetic sense to figure out which leg you're going to use before you get there.
It's close now as Weissen from Mount Pleasant has caught him, but a great surge here for the Chemics is Smiley. They go down the stretch, one more hurdle to go, and Smiley will take it. And in third place is Vanderpool from Mount Pleasant. And then Frankenhorny from Dow High will come in 4th and 5th. Exciting race, the 300-meter hurdles. But it will be Lucas Smiley from Midland High victorious in that race. Let's take another look at this coach down the stretch. Looked like the Mount Pleasant runner was gaining some ground, but then Smiley would have none of it.
It was the last hurdle, if you notice, but it put some distance between him. This kid kind of stuttered to the last hurdle, and Smiley just went over it very smoothly. Now we have 3 heats in this, I'm told.
So now we line up for the second heat of the boys 300 meters. Lane 1, Matt Yeagley from Mount Pleasant. In lane 2, Alex Welter from Midland High. In lane 3, Philippe Haddad from from Dow High. Thomas Rowley in lane 4 from Mount Pleasant. Lane 5, Cameron Short from Midland. And Soki Hino in lane 6 from Dow High as we are underway. And Midland High taking an early lead, but a great surge by the Charger runner that is Haddad. Looking very strong in the second half of this race.
We could have a place coming out of this heat. He looks pretty good. He looks strong.
Looking very strong. It's Philippe
Hadid. How will
Hadid.
he negotiate these last 2 hurdles?
Rowley from Mount Pleasant second, Yeagley third, and it will be Cameron Short for Midland High finishing up, and followed by Welter and Hino from Dow High. And so following our hurdles, next up will be the 800-meter run. 800 meters, the girls are up.
Okay.
And so this is a race where pretty much everybody goes at the same time. We're not in heats. So let's preview some of the top runners for Dow High. The girls, Jordan Storer, Brooke Wagner, Ashley Burr, and Daniel Lobig will be competing. Midland High, some of the top runners are Megan Rapp, Allie Carpenter, Stephanie Mendick, and Courtney Rouse. And for Mount Pleasant, Brittany Salter, Dara Brown, Sophie Waters are the top competitors in the 800 for the girls for Mount Pleasant. 800 meters, 2 laps around the track. Keep saying this or that event is one of the toughest in track. Keep saying that a lot, Coach.
We're saying a lot. This is indeed one of the toughest. This is definitely one of the toughest.
And the gun is off as the girls' 800 meters is underway.
Oh my.
Quick start for a trio of runners on the back stretch. And so our front runners, Mount Pleasant, that would be Brittany Salter.
That is
Right behind her is Jordan Storr for Midland High and Megan Rapp for the Chemics.
It's going to be a tough race for third and fourth like today, too. For fourth place.
The 3 runners, 1 from each school. It's tight down the back stretch. Again, that is Storr for Dow, Salter for Mount Pleasant, and Megan Rapp for Midland High. 4th place right now is Brooke Wagner from Dow High.
Look like Storr is making a move. Megan Rapp is staying right there.
Well, this is going to be a great one, Coach.
It's going to come right down to the wire. Who's going to make a move here? Coming off this curve. Somebody's got to make a move. Look like it's going to be Rapp. No, Storr is taking off.
Storr is taking off. No. Rapp is trying to get into 2nd place. It's going to be close. Rapp and Salter battling it out, but it's going to be Salter from Mount Pleasant in 2nd, Megan Rapp from Midland High in 3rd. Brooke Wagner from Dow High is going to take 4th, and our winner of the girls 800 meter from Dow High, Jordan Storr. Tremendous race by Storr. Those 3 runners neck and neck all the way. She just had a little bit more at the end.
Yes, that was a very good race. One of those races where you knew someone's going to make a move coming off the turn. It's a matter of who was going to do it.
When you running?
And as we finish up here and head towards the boys 800, some results. The girls 4x100 meter relay. In 1st place from Midland High, it is Russell, Perry, Walter, and Reed, the time of 52:20. 2nd place from Dow High, Pendleton, Lobig, Flaminio, and Bischoff at 53:60. And in 3rd place, Mount Pleasant, McBride, Hummel, Boyd, and Gemborowski with a time of 53:96. The Midland High B team came in 4th. That's Conley, Cope, and Marks with a time of 56:23. And the boys 400 meter dash finishers are Victor was Chapman with a time of 51:08, followed by Jones, Andrew Jones of Midland, 51:60. Third place, David Walters of Midland, 53.48. And in fourth place, it is Tribe, 54.78 from Mount Pleasant. Walters placing out of the second heat.
What place did he get?
He came in third.
Whoa.
And so now the boys 800 meters. This one will be highlighted by Ben Reed. We had mentioned he broke a long standing record at Midland High set in the mid 70s by Jeff Randolph. Ben Reed breaking that school record last week. Also Lex Hollenbeck, son of Coach Marty Hollenbeck, will be competing for Midland High, one of their top 800 meter runners. A big group of Dow High 800 meter runners headed up by Kohlmeyer. Dan Zoo's had a good meet. And we are underway in the boys 800.
Look at Ben get out again. B. Reeves get out. I mean, he just goes after it.
And so Ben Reed establishing a big lead, just as he did in the 1600. Very strong performance. Hollenbeck for Midland in second place behind Reed. But he's in a battle with Kohlmeyer from Dow High.
Come on, Midland, let's go!
Wow, Ben Reed, that is amazing.
Look at his turnover. His turnover is still very, very strong. You got to remember now, he's already running the mile. He had a very good mile time, and now here he is in the half, running very, very well.
Just looks incredibly smooth.
And Hollenbeck is in a fight for second place.
He is in a fight.
Right now, his arms look a little tired. I don't know if he can hold this kid off.
Reed finishing strong.
And here comes Dow High.
Kohlmeyer for Dow High takes the lead over Hollenbeck. Takes a peek back. He's increasing the gap. Hollenbeck, a strong race, but he'll end up taking third.
And Hollenbeck is young. That's a very good run. That's his second race today, too, second half.
And then it will be Felton from Mount Pleasant.
Go Midland, yeah!
So what a meet for Ben Reed. Dominant performance in 2 races.
Absolutely dominant. I mean, it was start to finish. He made up his mind he was going to get out there and go. I would be interested to see what his time is.
Good job!
And so that will wrap up the 800. Next we'll take visit over to the pole vault area to see what's happening over there. And we'll take a look at our winning vault of 11 feet 11 inches by David DeVore. Nicely done, great form. And boy, Coach, this is a tough event.
It's a tough event, Dave. And the pole vault, the most important thing, you got to get your steps just right. Of course, you need a little bit of speed and some strength in order to be successful at the pole vault.
And yeah, good strength, and it's a little scary vaulting yourself over there.
It is very scary, very, very. It takes a special athlete to think about it. You put a pole in the ground, it's flex. You got to get upside down and then throw yourself over this bar. That takes some courage.
And Ryan Sugnet, nicely done.
All three runners all cleared 11-11, but the places were decided on the misses. First place, probably no misses until he missed at the last height made. And these guys probably made on the second and third attempt, so that's why you have the places that way.
And in fourth place, just clearing. And so that is our boys pole vault. You can see Midland High with a clean sweep of all four places. I mentioned Ryan Sugnet coming in third. That is the Midland High girls coach Diane Sugnet's son. And we were talking earlier, Coach Sugnet has been coaching for 19 years and never lost a dual or tri meet.
Dual meet.
Never lost a dual meet. What an incredible record. And just as the boys did, the Chemic girls sweep the pole vault event, racking up 11 team points with the four top finishes. You can see Quinn, our winner, clearing 8 feet for the Midland High girls. I'm here with Dow High head boys track coach Jim Ferenczi. Coach is in his second year as the head coach, but he's been involved in track and in the Dow High program for a long time. Coach, so far this season, how's things been going for the Chargers?
Well, we've got a lot of seniors on the team, and they're stepping up, particularly in the 4x8. Last Saturday at Alma, we set a new school record, 801.88. That was Ben Zank and Dan Zhao and Cody Kohlmeyer and Michael Finn. Michael Finn's been a real horse for us in the 800 and the 400, and Ben Zank and a couple of the other guys are doing a really good job in the 800, 1600, and 3200. Ben Zank ran a 9:53 as personal record last Saturday. We're real strong in the middle distance. We have we're a little bit short on the sprinters. We have young sprinters, 10th graders, 9th graders. Looking for a better sprint program in the future as they mature. Mm-hmm. We don't really have any top-notch 100 dash guys that are juniors and seniors. We have a good hurdler in Andrew Frank. We have a pretty good 4x100 team, but we've been beset with injuries. John Russell hasn't been able to run. We started out the year with a 44.9 or something like that, which is pretty good. Mm-hmm. And we haven't been able to duplicate it since. So we've got some injury problems. Got a couple good high jumpers, 6 feet, 5'10". Want them to go higher. Haven't done it yet. The weather's been terrible. We missed the first 3 meets of the year. It's been a kind of a disappointing season weather-wise, and we're not as ready as we should be.
Okay, so for today's meet, what do you see your team is going to have to do to be successful today?
You mean to beat Midland? It's going to be tough. We're going to give it a shot. The guys are pumped up. Last year we won our share of firsts. I think almost half of the events we took a first. I don't think we're going to do that today. We're going to win some. I'm hoping to take a few seconds here and there and some thirds. It's going to be tough to beat Midland. They got a big team. They had a good team this year, but we've got some performers in like the 4x8, and they've got that Ben Reed kid that's going to probably win his events, and they've got some good sprinting teams, some good sprint relays this year, which is going to be tough to beat. We hope to compete with Midland in the discus and the shot. We hope to do well in the high jump. Got a young pole vaulter, freshman, who's jumped 10.6, hoping he gets to 11 this year. and we're just going to do our best and hope for the best.
All right. Well, good luck this meet and the rest of the season, Coach.
Thank you.
In the girls' 200-meter dash, Heat 1, we have in Lane 1, Alexis Lobig from Dow High. In Lane 2, Caitlin Perry from Midland High. Lane 3, Jenna Sampson from Dow High. 2 Mount Pleasant runners in Lane 4 and 5, Lexi Milky and Lizzie Staples in Lane 5. This is the first heat of the girls' 200-meter dash.
And Conley in lane 7, isn't it? From Midland High.
Oh, yeah. Curly in lane 6, I believe, from Midland High. That's right. Coming around the curve. That is Dow High. Jenna Sampson with the lead. In Midland High's Caitlin Perry in second. And it's going to be Mount Pleasant in lane third place and fourth place. That's Milky coming in third and Staples in fourth.
We'll wait for the second heat for the total results.
That's exactly what I wanted to do.
Okay.
Let's take another look at this one as we come down the stretch. A great race by Jenna Sampson, easily in first place. And boy, that was close for second place between Caitlin Perry and Lexa Milky. And then it was Staples. So we'll have to see how that one turns out. But that was a what you call a photo finish. And we're all set for the second heat of the girls' 200. Marie Fiore from Dow High is in lane 1. Michaela Russell from Midland, lane 2. It's Pendleton from Dow High in lane 3. Salva from Mount Pleasant in 4. And Lee's from Midland, lane 6. Clark
We
in lane
could
7.
get a place from this heat.
And
Could get a
so
place.
that is Michaela Russell in the lead now, but here comes Mount Pleasant. It's going to be close, and Mount Pleasant will take it. That is Salva nips Michaela Russell right at the wire, and I believe that is, you can quite see who is in third from Dow High. So like we said before, they'll just assess the times of the heats, and the top times will be our placers between all the heats.
Yes.
So we'll take another look at this one. And boy, a great finish by Selva from Mount Pleasant, just passing Russell at the end. And that will be Pendleton from Dow High coming in third, followed by Dombrowski from Mount Pleasant. So we're up for the boys 200-meter dash, the first heat. As we come around the bend, it's a close one. Midland High is Travis Keel with the lead, and Tyler Keeney is trying to push towards second place, and it's going to be close. You think he has got it, and that will be Tashima from Dow in third, and it looks like Mikhail George Dye from Mount Pleasant in fourth.
Okay.
Tight race from the get-go. We're going to take another look at this one as Travis Keel from Midland takes it, and then it's a really close finish for second and third.
Look like it's going to be
And
Keeney.
it's going to be Keeney
And
followed
Mount
by
Pleasant.
Tashima and George Dye for Mount Pleasant. Are about set to go for the second heat.
Keeney showed good speed there.
Yeah, he definitely did, didn't he?
He came on strong. He looked strong in that race.
Taylor Keeney, a member of the Chemic football team. And here they come down the stretch. Mount Pleasant in the lead. And it will be Mount Pleasant followed by Midland High in that second heat of the 200. Well, we have a chance to announce the final results of the girls 400-meter dash. In first place from Mount Pleasant, that is Milky, Lexi Milky, had an outstanding meet today. In second place, also from Mount Pleasant, is Bundy.
I'm not gonna stop bugging you.
Third place from Midland High. The Midland High girls team is Annie Marshall. And in fourth place, Angela Keeney from Midland High with a time of 1:07.18. Our winning time, Milky, was 1:01.43. Marshall posted a 1:06.58. And from Dow High in fifth place, Wolford posted a 1:08.14. And so for the 3,200-meter race, Coach, we're going to be running the boys and girls together, which is not really all that uncommon.
Not uncommon, not for a dual meet or a triangular meet.
And so just to some of the names to look for in this race from the girls' side, for Midland, Taylor Warner, McKenna Rouse, and Abby Hutter. Some of their top performers in this event. For Mount Pleasant, Heidi Pearson and Diana Tecklenburg, some of the top runners. For the Oilers, looking on the boys' side for Midland High, Justin Arlt, Travis Smith, Anthony Els, and the boys, Ben Zank. We've already seen him place in a strong race earlier today. He's their top distance runner. Cody Kallmeyer, Zach Wells, Dan Zoe, Philip Carney, Clayton Gould. Ben Zank from Dow High just last week, get this, Coach, took 12 seconds off his personal best.
That's incredible.
It's incredible, especially for such a top-notch runner.
Yes.
So a tremendous performance by Ben Zank.
But I think we've seen Ben on the track, what, at least 2 times, 3 times today already?
Yep.
So I don't know if he's going to take 12 seconds off of that today because he ran a good mile. And
to take another 12 would be very impressive. That would be tough. And out in the quick lead for Mount Pleasant, Michael Todd jumps out quickly. Said his name a few times today. And this is 8 times around the track, 3,200 meters. Some of the crowd saying, "Pace yourself, buddy." I think they're worried that taking off a little too quickly, perhaps. For Dow High, that is Brooke Wagner on the girls' side for the Dow High girls.
Many times, Dave, girls and boys don't particularly like this, especially if a girl ends up beating a boy. So they're all in favor many times of running it separate. But since it's cold like this, and I want to give the kids a chance to get out of here.
Right. Meet's moved along well, but it can be a long time, and so the sun has gone down, and the temperature has definitely dropped along with it.
Definitely. That's why I brought my coat.
And so while we're have this race underway, we'll take the chance to tell you some of the other final results of some of the previous races. You said Ben Zank closed the gap there. He's looking strong for Dow High on the boys' side. But in some other results in the 4x100 meter relay on the boys' side, it was Midland High winning the event at the time of 44:61. It's Keel, Keeney, Patton, and Silvis. Second place was Dow High, the boys 4x100 meter relay. Acton, Frank, Smith, and Tashima at 45:26. Again, that's Dow High in second place. Acton, Frank, Smith, and Tashima, 45:26. And Mount Pleasant in third. Tway, Genia, Odekirk, and Torres at 46:14. Take a look at the leaders from the boys' side and then on the girls' side. For Mount Pleasant, looking strong is Heidi Pearson. And there's the group of runners in the lead on the boys' side.
Another problem with running both boys and girls together, Dave, is it's difficult to keep track of everyone, because eventually you're going to get lapped, and sometimes there's a lap and a half. Some of the girls are going to get lapped that much. And of course, some of the boys are going to lap the other boys.
Some more of the boys in the race. That's our girls leader right there. And up front is Ben Zank and Cody Kohlmeyer for Dow High. And that's Justin Arlt for Midland High. Hanging strong. And then the Mount Pleasant runner, Michael Todd, also in that group of leaders. Camera crew doing a good job keeping tabs on our leaders for both the boys and girls races. I think Kohlmeyer running 1-2 right now in the boys race, the two Charger runners. A couple other results while we're running this race in the boys 800. Our winner, Ben Reed, with a time of 1:55.63, another outstanding performance.
That is an incredible time when you consider he went all out in the mile. To come back and run that kind of time.
That's smoking.
That is really good.
Cody Kohlmeyer from Dow High in second, 2:04.73. Lex Hollenbeck from Midland High in third at 2:07.14. And Zach Felton from Mount Pleasant in fourth place with a time of 2:14.65. Radler from Midland fifth, 2:15.66, and Philip Carney from Dow High in sixth, 2:16.62. As in the girls' race ongoing, 3,200 meters, Mount Pleasant continues to lead. That is Heidi Pearson. In our boys race, we got a good one going, Coach. That's Ben Zank in first. You're looking at him right now. Kohlmeyer in second, and Arlt from Midland in third. And the Mount Pleasant runner hanging tough as well.
the Midland runner is running well. You know, he was the one out there on that 2-mile relay team who was running well out there by himself. So for him to come back and run this competitive in the 3200.
And Zank extending his lead a little bit there while Arlt makes a move. Right now, he moves into second place ahead of Kohlmeyer.
Zink is looking strong.
Yeah, he's a strong runner, make no mistake. We said before, outstanding cross-country runner as well.
Who is it?
So Zank in first, Jason Arlt in second, and my mistake and my apologies that Zach Wells is in third place right now for Dow High. I'll give you the results of the girls 800 meters. And we see Zank extending his lead. First place from Dow High, Jordan Storer with a time of 2:22.84. Second place is Montgomery from Mount Pleasant, 2:23.61. Megan Rapp for Midland High in third, 2:24.21. Brooke Wagner from Dow, 2:30.97. In fifth place, Ashley Burr from Dow, 2:33.98. In the sixth place, also from Dow, Kelly Dent, 2:34.16. Strong performance by the Chargers in the girls 800.
Get a 200 over there yet?
And so Zach Wells looking strong. And that is our Pearson, our girls leader.
You know, we can talk a little bit about these kids who are in these sprint races. We have all these multiple heats, but I think it's a great opportunity for these kids to get a chance to run.
Oh, absolutely.
We have big teams, and they get a chance to run in the dual and triangular meets. I think it's great for the sport.
And so Zank around the last curve, man, is he looking strong.
He put some distance between him and the other runners.
He sure did. He's leaving no doubt here. Cameraman can't even keep up.
Oh.
And so it's going to be Wells in second place, also looking strong for the Chargers. Jason Arlt for Midland High with a strong kick as well. He will come in third. And it'll be Michael Todd for Mount Pleasant in fourth. We take a look at the girls' leader. That is Heidi Pearson. And she has put some distance between her and the competitors as well. Midland runners finishing strong here at the end. Take a good look at Pearson down the back stretch. She's looking very strong as well, Coach, isn't she?
Yes. Nice looking stride, fluent, effortless.
some of the runners coming down the stretch, and here's Pearson. And she will cross the finish line as our winner in the 3,200 meters.
I think it's second place is from Dow coming up around on the last turn over there. It's difficult to keep track of when you have that many athletes out there. But I think here comes second and third, looks like.
And Brooke Wagner from Dow High with a strong finish will come in second place for the Chargers. And we'll take a look at today's boys discus results. Varner from Dow High, our winner. As you can see, 136, 6.5. Good performance by young Mr. Varner. Midland High also placing, and then two Mount Pleasant throwers. As we take a look at the events in these strength events, Coach.
Yeah, that's not a bad throw for this time of the year, but if they're going to do something at the state meet, they're going to have to really got to get at least another 20 feet on those throws.
And now take a look at the girls discus. Midland High taking 3 of the 4 places in the discus.
And once again, these girls should be up right around 110, 115 right about now. But the weather, it's not been a good spring for track and field.
And for the girls' shot put, our winner, senior from Midland High, Allie Wiley, a distance of 37 feet 9 inches, followed by the Ivan sisters as the Chemics have a clean sweep of the girls' shot put. And then on the boys' side, it's Andrew Wiley keeping it in the Wiley family as the shot put winner at 44 feet 9.5 inches. Mount Pleasant in second, and then a pair of Chargers coming in third and fourth. Now we're here with the Midland Chemics boys head coach, Marty Hollenbeck. Coach is in his 9th year as at the helm of the Midland High boys track program. Midland High traditionally very strong in track and field over the years. And Coach, how does this team stack up with some of the teams you've had in the past?
Well, I have to say I'm lucky to carry on the tradition of strong teams. Had some great coaches before me that have really helped out, and we have really good balance this year. And that's what makes a good track team. Good field events, good sprints, and good distance people. So we have well balanced, and that's really kind of carrying us this year.
And Coach, for the tri-meet today with Dow and Mount Pleasant, what are you looking for out of performances in order to have success today?
Okay, again, you're looking for that balance. We're looking for our pole vaulters haven't had really good weather lately, so we're hoping that they have a breakout day. They have a nice tailwind, so that's good. We've had some injuries that we're getting some people back, so we're trying to look for some good times there. in regards to individual performances, Ben Reed is something to watch. Ben broke the school record in the 800 this year. We have Andrew Jones is jumping 21 feet, and that's really good in the long jump. Our 4x4 is ranked like number 5 in the state right now. So we have a really good performance there as well. So.
Well, that sounds good, and we're looking for those guys to perform well beyond into the state meet. Do those guys have a shot to really place up at that level?
Yeah, Ben is. I think he has a second or third fastest time in the Open 800 right now. Andrew is probably top 10 in the long jump, and like I said, we're up there in the 4x4, so that's really good. And we're hoping that our 4x1 relay may be able to make it as well. So those are kind of our key areas we're looking at. Our hurdlers are doing really well. They're in the 39s for the 300 hurdles, which puts them in near the top as well. So that would be Jason Del Sario and Lucas Smiley, who runs the hurdles for us. So.
Okay, well, great. Thanks for taking time out during the meet today, and good luck in this meet and beyond the rest of the season, Coach.
Thank you very much.
And the boys 200-meter dash, the winner from Midland High is Travis Keel, 23.64. And second place, Tyler Keeney, 24.28. In third place, representing the Chargers of Dow High, is Tashima with a time of 24.62. It's Naoki Tashima. In fourth place from Mount Pleasant is Dye, 24.65. And McNamara from Dow High was fifth, 24.88. And Odekirk from Midland in sixth, 25.07. As we now prepare for the final running events of the day, that would be the 4x400 meter relay. Traditionally the final event of the meet. And so for the Chemics, it's Danny Blake, Allie Carpenter, Jesse Walter, and Jen Jarima. For the Charger girls, Maggie Craig, Jenna Sampson, Katie Clark, and Jordan Storr. And we are underway in the relay. Need a lot of depth to perform well in this race, Coach.
Yes, you do. Quarter milers. To only have a very good track program, you must have quarter milers and half milers. You need a couple sprinters, field event people, but quarter milers and half milers can make or break your team.
So as we said, the 4x400, each of the four runners runs a lap.
Now in this race, the first runner stays in the lanes all the way, and the second runner stays in the lane to come off of the first curve. This is something that was that took place a few years ago, and it's very much needed because at the first exchange you cut in right away. There's a lot of traffic there, but you allow for them to get off of the turn, off the curve, that cone over there on the opposite side, come off that curve. That second runner gets to cut in.
So Danny Blake will hand off to Allie Carpenter, giving the Chemics the lead after the first lap, but Mount Pleasant looking very strong here in the second lap. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, Jenna Sampson takes the baton, and she has some ground to make up. Even though Mount Pleasant has a lead here, this race is a long way from over.
A long ways with four runners running one time around. It's a very, very tough race. Both girls right now, the front runners, look very strong. Mount Pleasant girl looks very good.
Yeah, sure does. So Mount Pleasant will have the lead going into the third leg. For Midland, Carpenter will hand off to Jesse Walter. And for Dow High, Sampson hands off to Katie Clark. Walter looking strong on the back stretch there. She's making up some ground.
Strong. Can she hold it? Can she hold that pace?
She knew going into this leg she had a lot of ground to make up, and so she's letting her all fly here.
Usually in the quarter mile, this is where you know you're going to be able to keep going or you're not. Coming off this turn right here. They call it the bear. That's when the bear jumps on your back.
The bear.
Walters is still coming.
Still coming.
Still coming.
Mount Pleasant picked up the pace a little, but
Yeah.
Walter's hanging tough.
Walter's looking good.
She's gained a lot of ground.
Yeah.
Katie Clark bringing it in for Dow. And so Walter hands off to Jen Jarima. We have seen Jarima's speed today.
Like you
And
said,
see what she's got.
speed. See, if you get a good quarter miler, you have yourself a 200-meter runner as well as a quarter miler.
And Jarima, like she shot out of a cannon with a little over 200 meters to go, takes the lead. Can she maintain?
Not yet. She's almost on the lead. The girl, you got to remember,
She's on
the
the
girls
outside.
on the inside. Mount Pleasant girls on the inside. And here's where the bear either grab you or not.
So here we come down the stretch.
The bear kind of jumped on Jenny's back a little bit.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she's going to be able to hold it off.
No, very strong performance by
Yeah.
Mount Pleasant in
Yeah.
this race.
And see, the Mount Pleasant girls seem to be, you know, I mentioned to you how you either go all out in the beginning or save a little bit for the end. The last two Mount Pleasant runners seem to have saved a little bit at the end.
So Jarima will anchor the second place finish for Midland and bring it home for Dow High, Jordan Storer. The Midland B team, Megan Rapp, will finish up for the Chemics. And that will do it for the
Girls.
running portion of the girls' meet. And it will bring up the boys 4x400 relay team. So as we get that in place and lined up, Midland High, their 4x4 team, Andrew Jones, Aaron Chapman, Lucas Smiley, and Ben Reed. We have seen some great performances out of all four of those young men today.
Especially Ben Reed.
We'll
He's
see.
been incredible today.
So it'll be interesting to see how much he's got left in the tank here in the 4x400 relay. For Dow High, it's Sam Owens, Chris Brenton, Cole Lacey, and Stephen York are their four runners in this race. And then for the Mount Pleasant boys, Travis Allen, Nick Schlosser, Lennon Torres, and Matthew Stranskoff. While we're getting set up, just a reminder that this Midland Mount Pleasant Dow High track meet will be cablecast in Midland on Charter Communications cable on the several days forthcoming on MPS TV 98. You can view on Friday, May 20th at 4 p.m. and 10 p.m. Saturday, May 21st at 10:30 a.m. and 10 o'clock p.m. And then Friday, May 27th through Saturday, June 5th, will be on daily at 3:30 p.m. So, Coach, you'll be able to to check this meet out again several times coming up. For more dates and times, check out the Midland Daily News Sunday newspaper and the MPS TV 98 listings in the Midland Public Schools website. The coverage of this program was made possible in part with donations from Foxcroft Friends of MCTV and also to Subway. Subway doing a great job of providing nourishment for our camera crew and our production staff as well. And also, just to share that the coverage of this meet is being produced by MCTV volunteers and staff. Everyone out there tuning in, you're invited to take the training as well at MCTV so you can work on shows like this one or others. The next orientation studio class is set for Saturday, June 11th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Cost is just $20. Call 837-3474 for more information. And you know what, Coach? You can also look for MCTV on Facebook.
Really?
Yes, you
I didn't know that. Okay.
You can
Facebook.
become a friend. And so we are about to get underway here. The final running event of the day, 4x400 meter relay.
Jones. Andrew Jones is scheduled. I don't see Jones out there. Oh, maybe that's him right there in lane 1.
And so we're coming around the first curve. A host of Midland High teams.
Once again, no, that's not Jones. That's Walters.
Yeah, David Walters
Walters
with
first.
the lead, looking strong. Mount Pleasant in second. A couple other Midland High teams. In third, Sam Owens hands off the baton for Dow High to Chris Benton. Meanwhile, Jones hands off to Aaron Chapman.
And they get to cut in after they get past that cone over there.
So Chapman running second to Mount Pleasant. Nick Schlosser running this leg of the event for the Oilers.
Here comes Chapman. Here comes Chapman.
Oh, making a late
Here
move
he
is
comes.
Chapman. Holy cow, out of nowhere, Chapman blows by.
If you recall,
And he will
Chapman
hand
in
it
the,
off.
in the open 400 did something similar to that.
Chanton hands off to Lucas Smiley for the third leg. Mount Pleasant, meanwhile, it's Lennon Torres, and Dow High now Cole Lacey takes the baton for the Chargers. Smiley with long strides over on the back stretch with a big
good-looking
lead.
athlete.
Extending that lead is Smiley as he comes into view. Wow, great performance.
He handing off to Jones, must be hurt.
And so Smiley will hand off to Ben Reed. Heard his name a lot today. Mount Pleasant, meanwhile, it's Stranskoff. And Dow High, Lacey will hand off to Stephen York. They are not going to catch Ben Reed.
No way, unless he pulls up. He's an incredible runner. I mean, this is what I mean. He's a multiple athlete for you. He can run the mile, half, quarter.
Which he's done today if you count the relays.
Which he's done today. He's strong.
And here comes Reed, leaving no doubt for the Chemics in the 4x400. Dow High, Mount Pleasant, a distant second. Stranskoff brings it home for them. And here come the Chargers, Stephen York, winning the final leg for Dow High.
Ben's one of those athletes that comes along every now and then. You don't get those kind of athletes on a yearly basis, like from the Jeff Randolphs of the world.
Over 30 years ago?
Oh, they were really, really great athletes.
Jeff Randolph and his brother Mark Randolph.
Mark Randolph. I got a chance to coach them both. And
did you?
I tell you, it was a treat coaching both those guys.
Here come the rest of the relay teams, several representing Midland High. So as we wind down the meet, we still have some field events finishing up, but pass along the results of the 3,200 meters. From the girls, our winner from Mount Pleasant, Heidi Pearson, tremendous race, 12:04.43. Brooke Wagner from Dow High comes in second, 12:39.16. Taylor Warner of Midland is third at 12:39.88. McKenna Rouse from the Chemics, 13:19.50. In fifth place, Diana Tecklenburg from Mount Pleasant, 13:30.46. And in sixth, Abby Hutter from Midland High, 13:39. On the boys' side, 3,200 meters, it was Ben Zank, our victor from Dow High, 10:05.75. Tremendous performance by Zank. Zach Wells in second place from Dow High, 10:14.77. Jason Arlt from Midland High was third, 10:19.11. Michael Tribe from Mount Pleasant was fourth at 10:31.09. In fifth place, Christian Coronado from Midland, 11 minutes flat, and on a .3 at the end. And in sixth place, Clayton Gould from Dow High, 11:07.22.
Okay.
And then the results of the girls 4x400 meter relay. First place was Mount Pleasant, Rounds, Hummel, Staples, and Mielke, 4:12.18. Second place from Midland High, Carpenter, Walters, Blake, and Jarima, 4:15. And in third place, it was Dow High's Storer, Sampson, Clark, and Craig, 4:23.06. The Midland B team was fourth, Rapp, Hansen, Wakeman, and Manges with a time of 4:43.79. And so, Coach, just a fun day at the track here at Dow High. Some outstanding performances we were able to see today.
Yes, I agree with you, Dave. I tell you what, I'm happy to be in here rather than out there. It started a very nice day, and it got cold. I can imagine it's very cold out there. But I thought it was a very, very competitive meet. As you noticed through maybe sixth event, it was very competitive. The score was really close. But then Midland, both boys and girls, just kind of took off. They were too strong coming out of the field events. When you take the girls, they swept the shot and pole vault, and the boys took all the points in the pole vault and put 8 points on the board from the long jump. So coming out of those field events, the Midland looked pretty strong. And the running events, once again, certain events they were just too tough.
too tough. A lot of depth by Midland High, and but you know, it's track is alive and well here in Midland. It's good to see. It's great to be able to bring the broadcast out to everybody and just kind of show off some of the outstanding athletes we have at both Midland and at Dow.
What I hope this will do for track and field here in the city, as you just mentioned, to have this done, they got a chance to showcase their talent today, and I don't think anyone who knows nothing about track will be able to watch this. Hopefully they will watch it and realize that this stroke sport is alive and well. We have some great athletes in this city.
Absolutely. And so we're going to wrap things up here at the from the Dow High track. This is Dave Marsh bringing you the action along with Coach Ernie Carter. Wrapping up the tri-meet of Midland High versus Dow High in Mount Pleasant. Thanks for joining us, everybody, and we'll see you next time.